You know, when I first bought my Gator back in 2019, I had a really cool idea of putting marker lights on it, just like dump trucks and that. But then I got to thinking, well, I don't have no room on my Gator to do that. But it was a good idea at the time, and it still is. There's just no room on this thing to do so, and I don't think that there's enough plugins on this thing, enough plugs to accommodate marker lights. So I'm good at making, room. Put that Gator over here because it's narrower than that one. It'll fit easier over here. Mine can go that way, make more room in here. Cause I don't have hardly any room to open my door. I mean, yeah, I do and I don't, but I just gotta, watch. Start this cold-blooded thing, cause it's cold. And they say it's supposed to get down to like, what is it, 2 degrees by Friday night. So, yeah. I mean, I gotta watch. I gotta really watch. I don't go any more this way and clinky clank with, that other Gator. But I'll think of something. I always do. Might not always be the best thing, but in my mind, it's good enough. It's a little cold. It's definitely a little cold. And then what I normally do to help things out a little bit, or I could just do that. You guys let me know what works better. Let me know in the comments. Up, uppity, 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 up. I think that's good enough. Yeah, that's really a little too close. Up, uppity, 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 up. I think that's good enough. Yeah, that's really a little too close. So, with this week's forecast, it's gonna start out okay. The middle towards the end of the week is gonna tank. A wintry, snow, schnutzy kind of mix on Thursday, Wednesday night, Thursday. And then Friday, I'm seeing the white yicky stuff, 3 to 5 inches, and then another 3 to 5 inches Friday night. And then I heard for Christmas Day, there's going to be a possibility of 12 to 24 inches of snow, which, will that be the case, then church on Christmas is going to be canceled, which I hope and pray that it's not going to be the case, because you should always be in God's house on Sundays regardless, and that is all that there is to it, because let's face it, it's Christ's birthday. I'd want, you know, my friends and family to come to my house for my birthday. So why can't we go to God's house for his birthday? And every Sunday. You guys see where I'm going with that? So in preparedness, if that's even a word, preparingness for the winter storm, I'm going to bed everything Wednesday night. I hope everything works out. I'm gonna bed everything down Wednesday night, so that come Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we don't have to horse around bed and everything until Monday. That bale spike is going to come off this thing, and this bucket, the bucket right over there, okay? Now let me walk over here and show you guys something about this bucket, okay? That you gotta watch leaving stuff like this set out when it gets icy. And the bale spear and that bucket the same way is it's got these hooks, okay? Now the older style mount plates, they're solid. They're not like the Ford backhoe that, you know, have the plate and then it's hollow, or I mean, it has the plate and then it's open in the center and then a plate over there. It's just all one solid piece, okay? The backhoe is set up like the New Holland skid steer over at work. It's completely different. It's got the hole cut out here with the piece angle on it, comes out, and the pins go straight down. Well, this is completely different. This allows for moisture to collect here, ice and everything. Well, then it's a real pain in the butt to get hooked up again when you need it. And that is exactly what happened to me last winter. It was just an absolute nightmare. And then we had about a foot of snow or better between there and there that I had to drive the machine from, and it just made for a complete mess. So I'm gonna think about this a little bit differently. I want to put my bale spear, I think I'm gonna put the bale spear back in the corner, let the bucket on this machine Thursday night, so I'm ready to go Friday. And if I need to plow snow with the machine, I can get to it easy rather than go out there with the bale spear on to get my bucket, you know, turn around and find out I get stuck. Can't push with the bale spear because I'll break the point. And then that way, if I put the bucket on first, back this up, put my hay out, bed my barns, I'll be ready to go. I don't have to horse around changing buckets and screwing around or doing everything like that. It's just my way of thinking. Prove me wrong. All right, so I'm gonna use the block heater on this thing like you're supposed to, okay? And I swear up and down the thing don't work, but because it starts either way. You know, you only really need the block heater when it's below like 40 degrees. But you wait for the light to go out, then you start it. Give her just a little bit of throttle. And then you let her sit and warm up. Okay, so here's something else that Dad and I fight about. Grading the ruts up around the farm, okay? Number one, why you grade the ruts up is so it sheds the water, okay? Number two, oh, would you shut up? Number two, you grade the ruts up because it's easier on the machine, okay? I'm gonna put you down here at the ground level, And you guys can clearly see that there's ruts there. When you go to turn the machine, it gets all cattywampus and everything. And that's hard on everything. It's hard on the pins, it's hard on tires, it's hard on the operator. But Dad won't admit it. And, you know, yeah, you can probably still grade these ruts out. Make a liar out of me. Nope. Because they're all hard froze. So, we won't be grading the ruts, but that's just, you know, my pet peeve. Them bales are getting moved up there because you don't screw around up there like you do back here. All you do is just pull in, get them back up there, pull up to the rack. No screwing around or nothing like you do back here. But yeah, that's just how I do things. You know, that's how I do things, and I don't care what anybody else says. Yeah, you guys can give me all the advice in the world, you know, about, oh, you're just wasting your time screwing, you know, grading the ruts. Well, you know what? That's exactly why you grade the ruts, to let the water run, and so you don't let it be hard on the machine. Two biggest reasons why you grade the ruts. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong in everything that I do, say, and stuff like that. Just go on, egg me, prove me the heck wrong. Just do it. Just do it. I dare you. Just prove me wrong. Alright, so I'm in the machine here, and one thing that, you know, these older machines and even the newer ones is you gotta exercise them hydraulics, okay? And what I mean by exercise is when it's cold out, gotta raise and lower the arms, you know, a couple hundred times, and run your other function, which would be the dump. Granted, you know, I got a bale spike on, and I'm not going to be running the curl function, but you can even do this as you're tramming the machine, whether it be a wheel loader, excavator, or anything of that nature. And what it does it enables the hydraulic oil to get warmed up, and so you're ready to go to work. You know, I just keep it at a low RPM until I'm done, you know, exercising or warming the hydraulics up. I'm not worried about my tilt function. You guys also call me stupid, but again, I don't care. Alright, so go ahead and say it. I'm too anal about stuff. But there comes a point in time where you gotta grade your ruts up. I don't care what anybody says, you just got to. Because it's easier, again, it's easier on the operator, whether he be an older gentleman who's got back problems or whatever. Be a younger operator, but typically the younger guys don't care, but I do, so I might be a little bit too anal about this kind of stuff, but I feel that I'm not. All right, so I'm standing in one of the buildings here. We got, like I said, the 7810 or 7800's done. That got done the week that last week. Semi in here, 6-axle combine, the 6120 got all done. It has been washed, waxed. It's dark. What happened? You guys had a smudgy smudge on you that I had to take care of. It has been waxed. The oils have been changed. The loader has been pulled to make it easier to change the engine oil, because if anybody has a 6120, 6105, 6110, 6120 MR, 6210R, blah 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 blah, all the way down the line, you will know, you'll find out real quick that you cannot get to these filters worth a darn with this loader on. You just can't. I mean, yeah, I'm sure that it's possible in all reality. You'll just crack your head on this here cylinder 1,000 times and knock some sense into you, and then everything will be on your, you know, your happy, hoary, merry way. So you got the two filters there. You got, or the oil filter. You got a either a secondary fuel filter over here, which is right down there in the worst spot yet. Yes, you have to stoop down anyways to get underneath this here toolbox, but you have to stoop down even more to get past this here loader, which is why we just, you know, plop them stands down there and pulled in their pins, unhook the hydraulic hoses, and out she comes. Rather than cracking your head a couple thousand times, you know, it's easier just to take a few extra minutes, pull this here loader, and you know, you have your standard tractor again. Which, you know, this is, you know, our main loader tractor anyhow, which is why, you know, we have a loader on this tractor. It's just more economical to move around bales out in the field than using the Ford backhoe and the Heston. Burn twice as much fuel, but you know, we still do on occasions. But with this thing, we can use the load lime. It's got the loader bucket on it and stuff like that, which is the main reason we bought it, was for the bucket and the loader, like I said, to load lime out in the field. But it's an all around gets used, does everything tractor, from tedding hay. It mows hay on a really, really rare occasion. It bales straw. Could pause. No, it don't. It's not set up to bale hay because it don't have the applicator in it. It don't have the Wi-Fi doohickey in the cab that it uses to make the the wireless internet for the square baler, because instead of just leaving it alone with the cable and everything, they had to go wireless, blah de blah de blah. Yeah, talk about screwing a good thing up. They had to go and screw it up with that stupid Wi-Fi stuff rather than letting the cable alone, but I'm sure there's a good reason behind why they done it like that. It's so you can't take and bale hay with, you know, say this tractor or the 7200, you know, switch back and forth. Once you permanently, I'm sure you could buy another Wi-Fi thingy and blah blah blah, but it's just easier to bale hay with the 7200. Yeah, this one does just fine on the hay tedder and the rakes and for moving bales. It's not that this 6120 couldn't handle the baler, because it's 120 horse easy. This one here being 150 horse, so size don't matter. But anywho, so this is the main baling tractor. that runs the square baler, John Deere 7200. I was going to show that doohickey thingy. So there's that the doohickey thingy that sends a wireless signal from this to a tablet that sits here on a ball. And it's just, it talks to this thing wirelessly, which then goes to the baler back that's behind the tractor. But it's just, you can probably buy another one of these things. And they're supposed to have green light that flashes for connectivity, the red light for not being connected or a fault. But that's why I say you can't, you know, you just, I guess there ain't nowhere flat to put this in the 6120. There just isn't nowhere flat to do so. There ain't nowhere to put one in this tractor. There ain't nowhere to put one. They not unless you maybe made something, you know. There is metal behind this, but they make these things to where you can't put nothing in them, like that doohickey computer thing for the baler. It's just better off this tractor don't bale hay. I mean, it could, but you wouldn't be able to use the acid like we have. That's what I say. This tractor's just better off, you know, tedding, raking hay, and moving hay. Because right down there is where we would normally have put the box anyhow, but get your loader control there. But yeah, it is what it is. So you guys want to know something else that I do to get prepared for winter time? Is I got these heat plates, okay? And they're working, they're hot. So it says directly, well, it used to say on them, but the stickers all wore off. It directly said, do not use with plastic waters, okay? Do not use those metal heat plates with plastic waters, because what'll happen is it'll melt those pans fast to the heat plates. Well, it says strictly you're supposed to use the metal waters. Well, the metal waters, they rust. You throw them away. You buy more because you can't weld the darn things back up. It's just a money thing. They just want you to, you know, use the metal ones so that they rust. So you buy more because you can't weld the darn things. It don't work that way. These plastic ones I've had for 10 plus years. At least one of them. I can't remember if it's this one or that round one there. But I've had them for 10 years and they have never failed me. Well, that's definitely not a good sign you want to hear at 6 in the morning. Oh dear. Definitely not a good sign. Yeah, that is really not a good sign. Oh boy. There it goes. It was just all bridged up. The feed was all bridged up. I was looking at whatever the heck that one farmer is from North Carolina. He made a bar that I think went from back here all the way up there, and he had all his, you know, sprayer, planter stuff all here. Well, that's all fine and dandy, but you know, what do you do if you want to get out this door? You know, all you got to do is flip it like that, and that locks your loader control, and then you can get out the door this way. Okay, you know, ever so easy. Couldn't do that if you had that bar there. Vice versa, you want to get out, you know, stick your head out, see what you're doing. You know, somebody's trying to guide you into a pallet or something. You got pallet forks on. It would work and it wouldn't work. Yeah.